Hey, greetings. This is Chow Knight again. I'm trying something different as well, the last few months I've been away, getting ready to get deployed. If you hear any talking in the background, that's because I'm in a public place with other people walking by, opening and closing stuff. So if you hear sounds in the background, I have no control of that. Like I said, over the last few weeks I've been stationed overseas, and so this video is going to be don't know how long it's going to be. I'm just going to try and go into Subnautica a little bit. Yeah, just try a little test out here. So I've made a server for, not server, sort of a game for creative mode, since I've already beaten the game since it's come out. And I wanted to just make sure that, let's try things out a little bit in this format. Yes, you can see my little picture over down there. It's, that's me. Now what I've done, I've made a couple things in creative mode. This is intended to try and this video, ouch, is intended to kind of show off base design features, ideas, and stuff. So I want to show you some ideas I use for when I'm playing a game, the types of bases I like to build places. And I haven't made a speed thing for this one. Well, anyways, so I've made a small base over here. Basic survival outpost. This is going to be like the very basic designs. The intermediary is going to be a design for just basically, if you're going to make a little base someplace, it's not going to be your main base. Some ideas for that. So first I'm going to take you over to my basic survival outpost. If you're a fan of my other videos, I'm sure you've seen me build these out on above land. So as you see here, this is a very basic construction. On land, it's going to be pretty much the same, except you probably put your solar panel down on the ground. I might show you that one later.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
A very basic design. One of the differences between Subnautica Below Zero and the other Subnautica, the first one, is that in fact, to make the fabricator, you need like table coral and some other things that were not hard to come by, but also not very easy. It's stuff that you generally didn't collect on your own very often. But so with Subnautica Below Zero, it only requires 2 quartz, 2 copper, and 2 titanium. So that would be a little bit easier to build usually. And of course the windows, they're optional. It just gives you a little bit of view on the outside and helps you see if it's day or night. As you put one planter out here, I usually will put peppers in those, because they're just the best bang for your buck when it comes to food and stuff. When it comes to outside, I usually like to plant creepvine out here. One, because it would usually light up the area a little bit, and 2, because it's just it's a little bit of a marker. And you usually need lubricants and other things. So the other base that I have here, and of course I haven't scanned all this stuff because this is creative mode. I'm already playing for play. As you can see, I put a couple windows in here so you can see it. But This would be a relatively simple base. You might want to try and build it someplace where you can actually maybe add on a moon pool. But generally speaking,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
beds, they're probably optional. But you'll usually probably have a lot of growth for in food of different types. For a bigger base like this, I'd probably put in a bioreactor and water filtration machine. That way you'd always have a constant supply of water and salt. Of course, that's something I also like to do is whenever I build a base like this, if you put these bulkheads in, they will oftentimes add to your structure, structural supports, structural strength. Of course, what I heard was when you fortify your structures, these are your hard points. So you get more points if you strengthen these as opposed to these other spots. But also, if you build stuff in them and stuff, it affects your structural integrity a little more. And again, I'd probably plant peppers in these and feed them into the bioreactor because it'd be a constant supply of fuel, biofuel. As to whether or not have so many different planters in here, it probably depends on how far away from other bases and other civilization, or other bases and other areas of approach and stuff. As far away as you're going to get sometimes. So as to whether or not you're going to have so many planters in here. Sometimes it's nice to have a little variety of stuff to eat. And then of course this glass tube, I just threw in for the heck of it. But obviously it's going to depend on the type of resources you have available to you. For a base like this, you probably want to have at least 3 of these solar panels. And then throw in a bioreactor just in case, because the water filtration system, water filtration machine, takes up a lot of power. And one thing you can do with these titanium hallways is you can actually build inside them, as opposed to with these, you can pretty much put the the hatch at the very end of it. And that is like I say, an intermediary base. And alternatively, you could probably build one of these in a deep area, except instead of having these solar panels, you could probably attach the thermal reactors. Now, as to whether or not you want to use your sea truck as a mobile base, usually it's helpful to have your lockers full of stuff that are useful. And there's nothing saying that you couldn't. The very problem is we have with using a truck specifically for all of my base needs, that doesn't really necessarily meet all your base needs. I mean, it's very basic stuff that you can build whatever you need here, or a good chunk of what you need here. But you can't build anything else on the inside. I don't know what that gurgle sound is. I don't know what that is. Those bird things out there that are well, that's interesting. No, I think what this is, I think it captures fish that swim by. That's what it is. I was wondering what that was. Every time you hear that sound, it's actually capturing a fish for you. Now that is actually useful. Instead of having to actually go by and grab fish and throw them in here when when you're going to go someplace, then these actually capturing fish is actually a useful thing. You just have to drive by them or just even just sit here and they'll just capture them. So that is an actual useful feature. Probably makes it a lot more useful now for deep exploration. I hadn't seen that before. It's probably something that they added to the actual full version of the game. Interesting. Anyways. Now, something else I would usually, or something not usually, but sometimes do, would be I'd make like I've done it at least in one of my games, make like a moon pool with solar panels maybe, or a moon pool attached to thermal plants, just because you put down someplace deep where you can have a recharge station where you might need it. Perhaps as you haven't quite made it to the Kaya night and haven't been able to made it down kind of yet, can recharge your prawn suit off of thermal vents or thermal heating or whatever. Alright, well this is kind of my ugly base. Well, it has pretty much everything you would probably need, but unfortunately when I started building the base proper, I suppose I could have made it extended out this way instead of up there, but anyways, I had built this down here, and I wanted to still have a command center and a sensory room, and then I just moved that up there. Completely defeating the whole purpose of my moving up or building this up here. But anyways, so what do we have here? I didn't put a hole there. I'm gonna put a hatch over here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Looks like they fixed a sticky. Oh, hold on, I must cough. Excuse me. This is. Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge to. There we go. All right, so on the bottom level, I have a bioreactor. Again, with a couple of planters for planting some food for fuel. And how you build your individual base, it's going to be completely up to you. Because if you notice here, well, you could have a lot of build area. You just build a baseline structure down at the bottom. Maybe build some platforms, some foundations, and then place your multi-purpose room on top of it. There's just one thing I like to do. I like to put a fabricator and a locker by every hatch. This is, of course, going to be determined by how much resources you have and stuff. And as you progress the game, you're going to have you're going to be collecting more resources and stuff. putting bulkheads down. Each bulkhead will add, I think, like 7 hull strength to your base. And if you want to be realistic, just about every... What the heck is this guy doing? Hello. Well, anyways, and I have a headlamp on, so that's why I've got like this constant supply of light. A little entryway. If any, those of you who may have seen my videos on I put up before, this is based off of that. I'm currently playing on my laptop, so so that base is off of my home computer. Little kitchen area, growing area, and we got here alien containment. And I've put 2 jukeboxes because there's a few songs I really like, and having 2 jukeboxes in 2 places, I can switch the room and stuff. And as you notice, I've got a 2-layered, double-layered alien containment. That way, if you want to put anything in there, like if you want plant. If you want to plant some creep vine, something, it has the full, grow to full length. Probably ideally, you probably wouldn't want to build like this, because it's a little bit of a challenge to go from up or down. But you have to be careful, I guess, which way pick. That's my 3rd level. Probably put like one of those fruit trees here that ones with the glow lanterns, glow fruit, whatever. And as you notice, I've put speakers in here, so I could listen to music wherever I'm at in my base. It seems like I've noticed that the bulkheads seem to muffle sound. So like this area would be a separate sound area than out here. But still, you can only have 1 jukebox playing at a time. And it plays throughout your whole base. Got a little kitchenette area here. Wash. Wash your hands before touching the food. And you know what else? Something else I was doing. Whoop, there, wrong one. So I put a little bedroom up here. Bathroom, sink, shower. Little dusty stuff. One problem with building on this end of this end of the big room is that you can't have like open windows here, unless you would actually push this. You push this wall out here, and you might be able to have like open windows here. And we have rogue swimmers still, so they still have some bugs. I may eventually put some table and chairs or something up here. Maybe some more windows here. And again, it's all subject to your how deep you are, and your own style and stuff. This is, of course, just a recommendation. It's not, you don't have to build like this. But so some various options you have. Now, since I did start this game in creative, I haven't gone to explore or anything to put up like personalized posters and stuff. But And then that's a fun base. Ideally, you'd probably want to try and keep it as compact as possible, but minimize the running around, and probably build this out down here or something. But we always want to try and stay mindful of the like I say, the terrain. I like to go with the yellow and green coloration, or yellowish green. Yellow green? No, yellowish green. Just because it looks kind of like that traditional undersea facility or something. So you can see it from afar and stuff. Take a picture of it. Yeah, so that's I would make something like this someplace where it's pretty close to basic resources and stuff. Someplace where it's easier. That's why I put it here. Because if you really want to go and build it, gather the resources for it, all you have to do is swim down around here. It's a lot of little nodes and stuff around here, resource nodes to be able to do that. And again, yeah, this is in creative, so I don't have to worry so much about air and stuff, but so this is my pointers for building a base. And of course, like I say, in survival, you'll probably want to tweak this to your own individual tastes and stuff, but that's some of my thoughts of base building. Anyway, so thank you for watching, and thank you for your patience, and I'll be seeing you around again. If you like these videos, please feel free to subscribe, and keep an eye out for more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.